Hi everyone, it's Robin and welcome back to Happy at Home. As you can hear, I still don't have my voice back yet, but I'm working through it and it is getting better. So I was recently tagged by Keri Murphy to do the Homemakers Tag, and I'm very excited about this. I watched her tag, maybe it was a week ago or so, and I loved it so much, and then I was like, oh, she tagged me, I'm so excited. So thank you very much for tagging me. I love these kind of videos. It's so much fun because you get to learn so much more of the person's personality and their thought process, and I just love that sort of thing. If you have not been by Keri's channel, you should really go check it out. I'll make sure to link it below. But she is super talented, like super mom. She does like haul videos, lifestyle videos, and of course decorating and DIYs, which is right up my alley. And of course I love it because she also loves that farmhouse style that I do. We have a little bit different take on farmhouse style, but I love it whenever I see a new decorating video or a new DIY video that she has posted. I'm always like, ooh, I gotta watch that like right away. So anyways, I also really love Keri because she and I are both kind of in the same stage of motherhood. We both have children that are like preteen and teenagers, and I think we're pretty similar in age also. So it's kind of, I don't know a lot of YouTubers who have older children. Most of the time it's younger toddler children. So I feel like I'm kind of like muddling through this new stage in my life. So I like to watch Keri's channel, especially like her vlogs and the things she does with her family, just because, I don't know, I feel kind of like we are kindred spirits in the fact that we both have kids in the same, age bracket, and we're kind of going through the same things, like the driver's license and college is looming in the background and that kind of thing. So, I always thought when my kids were little that the toddler years were going to be the most crazy, but I was wrong. It is like when they get older and they start like going off and doing things on their own, and the activities that come up, and things get busy so fast. And it's just amazing to me the different stages that go into each of your kids' lives, that as a parent you don't realize you're not prepared until it's happening. But anyways, that's just a little tangent going on there. So anyways, if you haven't been by Keri's channel, go check it out. It is an awesome channel. She is such a wonderful person, and I just love her so much. So go check out her channel, and let's go ahead and get started on this tag. I believe there's like 20 questions, so I will try to go fast. And of course, my battery is about to die. Can you believe this? So the first question is, have you ever had anyone say anything negative to you about staying at home or working from home? No, not really negative per se, but I have had people say like, what do you do all day? Or how do you stay motivated? Or how do you find enough things to do all day? And I'm sorry, but I just think it's hilarious because any stay-at-home mom knows that there are things you could be working from sunup to sundown and still not get everything done that you want to get done in a day. It's a never-ending process. I will say this though, I have been a stay-at-home mom for 18 years, and probably 8 of those years I also babysat my sister's children when they were babies up until the time they went to school. So I was kind of a stay-at-home mom, and I kind of worked from home also, and that was a blessing. I'm able to take care of her kids and try to connect with them when they're little kids and stuff, and I thought that was really cool to be able to do that and to help her in that way, which I thought was really cool. After her kids all went to school, and all of my kids were all in school full-time, the joke is now that I am a woman of leisure and I have nothing to do all day because the house is empty all day. I have no children around, and I can just do whatever I want to do all the time. Yeah, we all know that's not the way it works, but I think it's hilarious. And when anyone ever asks me what I do, I say I'm a woman of leisure. I know, I'm weird. It's alright. Alright, so anyways, This may be a long video, folks, because I'm getting kind of chatty here. All right, so question number 2. What is your least favorite part of staying home or working from home? My least favorite part of staying at home is the fact that sometimes you can become unmotivated, and it's sometimes really hard to get out of that funk. You know, you only do the bare minimum, and you know, it's real hard to get out of that. My favorite part of being a stay-at-home mom is just the freedom to be able to, you know, go to kids' school activities, to be able to, you know, oh, we don't have to do this today, we can go do this instead, and to be able to spend that spontaneous time with my kids, especially when they were much younger. Be like, oh, I really need to do laundry today, but it's so beautiful, let's go have a picnic in the park, you know, that sort of thing. That, to me, was very important. Looking back to when my kids were little, that was my favorite part about staying home. Yeah, just being able to like be silly with my kids, or be like, let's not do laundry today, let's go do this instead, or let's go to the beach today. And they're like, yeah, and you know, that sort of thing. I mean, when you're a kid, that's like awesome. And I just loved being able to have the freedom to do that. You know, it wasn't like we were doing these extravagant things or anything. It was like going to the park, or, you know, going to the beach, or let's go to the mall, because, you know, the mall when you're little is like, whoa. So, you know, that kind of thing. So that is my favorite part of being a stay-at-home mom. Number 3, what is your least favorite chore? Oh man. Least favorite chore has got to be, hands down, taking out the garbage and the recycling. I loathe taking out the garbage, and it makes no sense because it is not very difficult. It takes less than like 2 minutes, but I will let my garbage can get like overflowing, like you're squishing stuff down in there as hard as you can, to the point where you can't get the garbage bag out, barely, and then I will finally take it out. And you know, it's like, you know, down the steps and out the door. It's not like I'm going a half a mile to take care of my garbage, but I dislike taking out the garbage so very much. What is my favorite chore? I don't know that there's a favorite chore. Oh, I know. I don't know why this was so difficult to think of. I enjoy making beds. I love a nicely made bed. It's like my favorite. It seems like such a luxury to get into a bed every night that has been made. You just roll back the blankets and you get in, and you're not fighting with tangles of blankets and pillows that are on the floor. But yeah, I like to make the bed. Plus, it makes the room look so much more neat than, I mean, just your room can be completely clean and decluttered, but if your bed isn't made, it looks like a mess. So yeah, making beds and then the satisfaction of having the bed made, that is very satisfying to me. I'm weird, I'm telling you. Okay, so let's see, that brings us to question number 4. What time do you wake up and what time do you go to bed? This has changed obviously over the years. I am currently waking up between 4:30 and 5 o'clock every morning. My youngest daughter goes out the door for the school bus at 6:40, and she'll wake up anywhere between 5 and 5:30. So I like to be up earlier. I like to be up an hour before she is going to be awake, because I like that time in the morning of just kind of like slowly putzing around the house, maybe unloading the dishwasher, starting to load of laundry, just kind of leisurely ramping up into the day. A lot of times I'll sit and like watch a couple of YouTube posts while I put away dishes, or you know, whatever. That sort of thing is what I like to do in the morning before she wakes up and I need to make breakfast and that sort of thing, and make sure she's out the door at a certain time. So that's when I get up in the morning, and then normally I do not go to bed until any time between 10 and 12. Yeah, so don't get a whole lot of sleep, but that's okay. I do typically try to get at least an hour nap in the middle of the day, and that makes me be able to stay up a little later, because my girls like to stay up late. and they don't go to bed until about 10 o'clock or so. So I feel like I should be awake at least until 10 when they go to bed. And yeah, and sometimes when I don't have a nap in the afternoon, there's no way I'm waking past 8 o'clock. If I sit down and I'm stationary for any amount of time, I will be asleep within like 5 minutes because I'm exhausted. So yeah, so then I go to bed about that time. But then when I do get that afternoon nap, then I am a total night owl. And then I will go to bed more towards the 12 o'clock side. So that is what's happening there. Number 5, do you put anything on in the background while you clean, work, or cook? The only thing really that I do, I used to be really into listening to music while I worked and, you know, did things around the house. And about the only time I really do that now is when I'm gardening. It helps me stay a little more motivated when I'm out in the garden because it's hot and you're sweating and you just don't really want to be doing it. But the music helps me keep going. When I'm working inside, I don't typically listen to music anymore. I used to, but not so much anymore. Now I will maybe listen to some YouTube videos while I'm working. But for the most part, no. I just like to have the silence around me. Silence is a good thing for me. Let's see. Number 6, do you get dressed most days or stay in your PJs? I don't know if what I do is actually considered getting dressed, but I have clothes. In my room I have like this hook of clothes, and it has like my grubby clothes that I'll like wear around the house to like work in all day, you know, and then I've got another hook that'll be like nicer clothes, like if I need to go out to the store, but I've only worn them, you know, I went to the store, I was gone for an hour, so they're not really dirty, so they can be worn again sort of thing. So they'll go on the hook until I know that they're actually dirty, or I've worn them a couple times, and then I'll switch out that outfit. And then another hook holds my pajamas. So basically in the morning I get up and I put on my grubby work clothes, which really isn't all that much. It's like a tank top, a lightweight sweater, or a flannel shirt, and like a pair of shorts. So that's, you know, what I do. And I'll wear that until I need to go somewhere, and then I'll quick change into, you know, going out clothes. And then when I get back, I'll change back into my grubby clothes. So yes, most days I do get up and get dressed, although it's not like going out of the house dressed, if that makes any sense. All right, number 7, how often do you do your hair and your makeup? This is one that I struggle in because I could go days without wearing makeup, and that's fine. But I've been doing a lot more vlogging lately, and I feel terrible if I look terrible. So I've been trying to do the makeup thing, just simple makeup most days. And then the same thing with my hair. I hate my hair in my face so very much, so it's always got to be up at some point. And I feel like I am constantly wearing my hair in a ponytail. And ponytails are great. I got nothing wrong with ponytails, but they're not very stylish. And I'm always in a ponytail. A ponytail or some sort of messy bun all the time. So I feel very extravagant when I have my hair down like I do today. I feel very fancy. So I'm trying to work on the fact that I'm trying to figure out some ways in order to wear my hair down, but with it not in my face, and not have a mullet. Because if you think about it, a mullet is the best way to achieve that goal, but it just don't look very pretty. So anyways, yes, I would say 75% of the time my hair just goes up in a ponytail or a messy bun. Yeah. Number 8, what is your trouble zone or area in your home that needs the most help? I have a couple trouble zones. We have an area at the top of our stairs where the backpacks and the shoes are always accumulating. They are not supposed to be accumulating there. They are supposed to be down in the entryway closet. But everyone comes in the door and comes up the steps and then drops everything in this little like corner. It's fine until my husband gets home from work and his big old bag and shoes end up on the pile of bags and shoes that are there, and it overflows into the walkway, and it just drives me nuts because I don't like having to step over things or walk around things, especially when I know that they're not supposed to be there. So that is an area that I'm always after the girls to clean up. If you're going to wear your shoes up the steps, you throw them down the stairs to the, where they're supposed to be. And then the thing is, they're not supposed to even wear their shoes up the steps. They're supposed to come in the door, take off their shoes, and then go upstairs. That is the rule, but nobody follows it. So that's a constant battle we're always working on. And the other trouble zone I have is there is a counter in my kitchen that is like the catch-all for everybody and everything in the house. At some point has sat on that counter. So I'm constantly cleaning that off, and I constantly feel like it is a mess because, all the little papers and, the chargers and the phones and the wallets and the sunglasses and the bags or purses, all that sort of stuff comes up, goes onto that counter, and then people disappear. And I'm left with a mess. So yeah, that's my second troubled area. Okay, so number 9, how often do you find yourself getting distracted? Here's my problem. I like projects that are super short, simple, sweet, over and done with within the day. Or 2. It'll be between a day or 2. If a project starts to last longer than that, the longer the project lasts, the less and less I want to finish it. I want to just move on. I just want to stop and move on. But then on the other hand, I have a perfectionist bone that I always have to finish everything that I start, even though I don't feel like finishing it anymore because it's taken so long, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that is how I get distracted. I think a lot of times if a project is too long or something is taking too long, while I'm working on it, I'm thinking about all the other things that I have to be getting done also, and that's how I get distracted very easy, and distracted and frustrated. So yeah. Number 10, do you enjoy staying home or do you miss going to the job every day? I do enjoy staying at home. I am a complete homebody. I could stay home for days on end and be completely happy. I have found though in the last couple of years that I am that length of time that I can be at home without ever leaving is much shorter. It used to be I could go like a week and I could be at home all day long, all week long, and then just go somewhere on the weekends and I would be fine, especially when the kids were much younger. But now I find that, a couple of days and I feel like I need to get out of the house a little bit, but not for very long. Maybe an hour, come back, I'm good to go. So yeah. All right. And do I miss going to a job every day? No. I mean, I have not had a job outside of the home since it was 18 years ago. And yeah, I stopped there when I had my first child. And yeah, I never really missed it. Number 11, what is your never-ending chore? Dishes. Dishes and towels. It seems like I wash all the towels in the house and the next day, all the towels in the house need to be washed again. I don't get it. It's obviously not that fast, but that's what it feels like. I cannot keep towels clean in this house. I think the girls use like 5 towels a day. I swear they do. So yeah, towels are always that way, and then dishes. It seems like there's always some, wash all the dishes, walk to my room, come back, and there'll be 10 more dishes in the kitchen to be washed. It's like, seriously? Where did these come from? All right, so number 12, what is your favorite way to relax or have me time? It's a good question. Well, relaxing and having me time are 2 different things in my estimation. Me time is like working on, a sewing project or making something, building something, crafting something. That's me time. And like gardening, that's me time. Relaxing time is like sitting on the couch and totally vegging out and binge watching, The Crown or something like that. To me, that is relaxing time. So, and that is exactly what I like to do. I like to sit down, watch either Netflix, Amazon Prime, and just binge watch a show, and yeah, that is so much fun. Love it. How often does your number 13, how often does your husband or significant other chip in? I just had someone ask me that the other day in one of my vlogs. They asked me if anyone in my house did anything other than me. And yes, they do. How often does your husband or significant other chip in? Whenever I ask him to, basically. And most often, I try not to ask him to help me with things unless I absolutely cannot get something done, or I am completely stressed out and I'm like, honey, I just need some help. And then I will ask him, and he's always willing to help me. But for the most of the part, I'm a very independent person, and I like to do it myself. And so I don't ask for help very often. And when we decided that I was going to be a stay-at-home mom, we drew a pretty hard and fast stance on what was expected from both of us. I wanted it to be that I am in charge of absolutely everything that goes on in the house. I mean, I am in charge of taking care of the house. Anything that needs to be done, unless it's something that I can't physically do, like electrical work, you're going to need to help me with that. Everything else that I am capable of doing, I am going to do, and that is the way that I like it. And then his job is to go to work and to provide the financial part of our existence. That is his job. My job is to take care of the house and everything that entails. And it has worked out very well for us. Because my major thing was I didn't want me to stay at home all day long, you know, taking care of the house and whatever, and then have my husband, who just went to work for 8 hours, to come home and have to do more work at home. I wanted him to be able to come home and do things that he wanted to do, spend some time with the kids, you know, have dinner, spend some time with the kids, and then have some relaxation and some me time for him. And the only way that I know how to make that happen is to, you know, take care of everything in the house. And it works well for us. But if I do need help, he is always there. Number 14, when do you find time to do chores? So chores to me is like the actual cleaning part of taking care of a home. As opposed to, you know, the decluttering and the picking up and like the little projects. That's something different. Chores to me is the actual, like, get your hands dirty, I'm vacuuming, get out of the way, I'm gonna clean this room sort of situation. So that's different. So the way I work things is I have a cleaning schedule that I try to adhere to, and I clean Monday through Thursday, and I only spend about an hour of time. So what I typically like to do is I get up in the morning, I have my little quiet time in the morning, make my daughter her breakfast, and then I start in on my chores. And that is, I always start a load of laundry, I always make sure that the kitchen is cleaned up, and then I will start on the cleaning project that I have for that day, whether it's the dusting, the vacuuming, or it's cleaning the bathrooms or cleaning the kitchen. I'll have one project that I need to get done that day, or one chore that I need to get done that day, and typically I can get all of my morning chores done before I take my daughters to their school at 8 o'clock. So from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock is pretty much when I do my chores. And most of the time it doesn't take that 2-hour chunk of time, but I'm doing other things in between. Like I'm getting Zoe out the door while I go start a load of laundry, and then I help Zoe get ready for school, or I'm helping her and I'm putting away the dishes at the same time, that sort of thing. Or I'm folding laundry, you know, that sort of thing. So that is how I get my chores done. And it works out very nice to have it done really early in the morning like that. So then the rest of the day, I can work on like projects, or do my shopping and my grocery shopping and all that sort of stuff. Alright, so number 15, how do you balance between a homemaker and creating YouTube content? I would say about 80% of the time, it's not a problem, because I try to not do a lot of recording or working on projects and that sort of thing any more than I have to when the kids are home or when my people are home. Most of the time I wait for them to go to work, go to school, and then I'll do like my filming and that sort of stuff. It has become a lot more tricky now that my husband is working a lot from home, but for the most part it's okay. There are other times though when I'm working on a bigger project that there's overflow, or if one day is really busy, like there's a lot of appointments, or I was go grocery shopping too long or something like that, and I still want to get a video recorded. A lot of times I'll do that like early afternoon after the kids get home from school, and sometimes that makes a little bit of difficulties, I guess you could say. But for the most part, it seems to be working out just fine. What is your favorite room in your house and why? I think my living room is my favorite room in the house. It's definitely one of the rooms that I spend a lot of time in, because that's normally where I sit and I'll watch and TV or read a book, and that's like my me time area. But I also really like my bedroom. I just don't use it as often, because I feel like as a mom I shouldn't be like hanging out in my room like away from everybody. I should be more in a central location. So which is why I use the living room a lot more. And both rooms reflect my style a lot. I like the way both rooms are decorated, and they both feel very cozy and relaxing to me. So yeah, both of those two rooms are my favorite in my house. 17. What is your least favorite room in your house and why? Oh, this room has to be the master bathroom. I don't like it in there. It's super duper tiny. It's like it's only a half bath, so it just has a shower, the stool, and the toilet. But it is seriously the size of a closet. It is super duper tiny, and all the fixtures are like outdated, and it needs to be redone. I have painted it, and then I built like a shelf to go in there for some extra storage, and that helped a lot. But yeah, it needs like it needs some help, definitely. It doesn't really need a new shower, but it could use like a new shower door, a new mirror, new light fixtures, new faucet, that sort of thing. So that's one of my wish list rooms to redo. So one of these days it will happen. Number 18, do you feel your home reflects your personal style? Why or why not? I would say most of my house reflects my style to a T, because if you're a long-time subscriber of this channel, you know how much I enjoy decorating. It's like my favorite thing to do. So yeah, I spend a lot of time decorating my house or looking for things to decorate my house with at like the thrift stores and that sort of thing. And all of that is kind of encompassed in a room once it's done. And the whole process is just fun for me, and I enjoy it. And I'm, for the most part, pretty happy with how things turn out. And then 19, what does your house smell like? I don't know what it smells like right now, but it probably smells like peppermint twist, from the candle peppermint twist, because I was burning that last night and I burned it for a really long time, and that thing is potent. Yeah, and you can smell that for a really long time after you're done burning it. So yeah, that's probably what it smells like. And then the last question is number 20. What is your strong point and your weak spot when it comes to homemaking? I think my strong point is the fact that I like to be organized, and that I like to kind of stay on schedule. I don't like to get too far off of my schedule, like a day or so. Like sometimes I'll get off by like a day, like one busy day, like a kid comes home from school sick or something, that it kind of throws a wrench in the plan for the day. So then the next day is like catch-up day. So I don't like to get too far behind schedule, but I'm also very flexible. Like I can drop things and just do the bare minimums and stay, stay where I need to be. So and then I like to organize. I love keeping my planner. I love keeping a planner with all the family's information and all my stuff in it. And, just like, I know where everything in the house is. It may not be the most beautifully organized systems, but I know where everything is. And I can, my husband will be like, where's this tool? And I'll know exactly where it is. And, that sort of thing. So I think I'm pretty good at that. I think my weak spot when it comes to homemaking is that it's very easy for me to take on more than what I should be able to handle, if that makes any sense. Like I'll be working on a project and like things are coming up and, you know, birthday parties or, you know, I gotta go do this, I gotta do that, and I want to still get this done, and I've got this self-imposed timeline for, you know, the thing I'm working on, and all these other things need to be done at this, you know, also that can't be put off because they're for other people or, you know, events we have to go to, and the stress of trying to get all that to work together can sometimes get me to a breaking point where I'm just like, I can't handle this anymore. And I need to be better about recognizing my stress level, I think, before I get to the point where I have a mommy meltdown. So, which doesn't happen very often. It's not like I'm like having these meltdowns and these tantrums all the time, but sometimes, you know how it is. Sometimes things just kind of all kind of clump up together and there's a lot going on, and at those times you just need to realize that you need to not put so much pressure on yourself and not have to stick to this self-imposed standard, you know, of having your house completely cleaned at all time because you're a stay-at-home mom and you've got nothing else to do but clean. You know what I mean? But, you know, be realistic. Does the laundry really need to be done today, or can you maybe put it off until tomorrow so that you can concentrate on this right now and not be stressed about trying to do both? So, I mean, stuff like that. I need to learn those little triggers before the breakdown point and mama goes crazy. So that's probably my weak spot. I probably have one of those little mommy meltdowns maybe twice, 3 times a year. And everyone's like, whoa. But you know what? Sometimes you just gotta keep it a little crazy so they stay in line. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so that is it for the questions. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun with it. I may have gotten a little too chatty, but that's just kind of the way it goes. So I will be tagging 4 other people. I will leave their names down in the comment section below. And thanks again to Keri for tagging me. And if you haven't, make sure you check out her channel. And I guess that is it for me today. I will see you soon in my next video. Bye now.